and welcome to Comics with Jose. My name is Jose. I love comics and I want to share them with you. Follow me on Twitter at Art of J Velez, on Instagram at jvelez622. We're going to review some comics that I like, that I love, and some that I don't like or love. I own all the comic books that I am showing. Even though we're going to be looking at them digitally, I actually have copies of every single comic book that we are going to review. Like and subscribe, and thanks for listening. Hi, welcome back, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me here. So, today we are going to look at New Mutants Volume 1, number 93 from 1990. So, the reason I want to look at it, so when I was in high school, I like a lot of people during my era thought Rob Liefeld was kind of cool. And you know what? He's decent. I know he gets a lot of hate. Um he's not all bad. This cover's inked, by the way, by the great Todd McFarlane. He only does the cover. Trust me, if Todd McFarlane did the says, it would be way better. But um ooh, coloring mistake here. I guess the first time I noticed the claws here are not supposed to be the color of the costume. Regardless, here, um, the reason I want to look at this is because Wolverine is on this story. He's in the next two. He's in. We're gonna look at both of them, 93 and 94. Um, Rob Liefeld is very popular. So there's a lot of people that want to hate on him. I'm not here to hate on him. I'm not here to hate on anyone. Not even Jack Kirby, whom I think Rob Liefeld is better than Jack Kirby. And you know, whatever. That's neither here nor there. I'm really not dogging the guy. The guy gets paid a ton of money to, and he's super popular. When Rob Liefeld jumps into a title, it's it sells well. So you know what? Art is subjective, and I keep saying that all the time. Louise Simonson is Walter Simonson's wife. She co-writes this, even though it's not here. Rob Liefeld and is plotting this. This is toward the end of the New Mutants before it gets relaunched as X Force, and Hilary Barta is the inker here. I'm not really here to talk about the story per se. The New Mutants go to Madripoor, which is where Wolverine was located during that time. This is kind of the things that just, you know, when you look at drawings and you look at, I mean, he just he kind of makes it up, and I think that's what people sort of when they look at these this I have no idea what this is. The inking here, it just makes zero sense. Oh, and it gets a little worse, but he has a cool factor that regardless of, like, look how long this arm is, and it just, regardless, it just kind of looks cool, and I think that's what people gravitate to when they look at these things here. So, um, it's McFarlane-esque, although in the sense that he does a lot of similar things that Todd McFarlane does, but nowhere near. He does not have the inking prowess that McFarlane does. He does this a lot. Look, I mean, if you take a look at the inking line, it just it doesn't make a lot of sense. But when I was in high school, I really thought this was the bomb. I really just thought it was cool, and I still think it's kind of cool. But I look at it a little different now in my old age. Um, I there's um it's hard to really criticize the guy, like I said, because he sells more than a lot of people absolutely love. I think she's like 10 feet tall. And that is the problem, is that he's super popular. Art is subjective, and people like what they like. And for I think for kids, Rob Liefeld is perfect. And apparently for adults, he's like I said, he still sells. He comes up in a title and people buy it. His name alone brings eyeballs into it. So it's very hard to understand why, but it does. And so it's very, like I said, it's hard to dog a person who outsells everyone. He he brings eyeballs to the title here. So so far as you can see, it just really some stuff's happened, but like I said, it doesn't matter. I'm just kind of scrolling through till we find Wolverine, tiny little hands. Just he just makes it up. He draws it. I don't know how much time he gives to. It seems like he's built for speed, and he just draws fast, and he just this is what I mean, the McFarlane-esque, the ticks, the hatching that he does is very McFarlane-esque. Um, Rob Liefeld to this day still works. He's great on Instagram. He interviews. He gives tons of interviews. He's super popular. And I think that's what drives people crazy. The feet, by the way, are people see these men and they just think that he shouldn't be employed, and it drives them crazy that not only is he employed, but he is super popular. I don't understand. Um, my daughter cannot stand him. She's a big Captain America mark, and she hates that Captain America pose that he did. Go Google it. Um, and but I don't know. There's a coolness factor to it, and that's the thing. He just there's a coolness to what he does. A McFarlane-esque type composition. Him and McFarlane were contemporaries. Rob Liefeld just exploded and created and has so many ideas, so many costume. I mean, that this dude creates, it's unbelievable. And so I have to give it to him. The guy is quite the he's like I said, he's super popular. He creates um by the way, this is Wolverine. If you couldn't tell that was Wolverine, I mean, it drives me nuts because I can see what other people see, but at the same time, these inking on the shorts. I mean, what is that? I don't understand. But at the same time, the poses are cool. So here's Wolverine finally after more. He appears at the end, but then he appears in the next issue. Um, Nothing's anatomically correct, but it is comic books. This isn't meant for anatomically correct, but I mean there are. It just I understand the silliness, but again, it is comics, and comics are supposed to be silly. So I I I enjoyed this as a kid, and just looking now as an adult. I mean, it's fine. It just sometimes we're used to different things now when you look at comic books, and just nobody draws like this anymore. Nobody draws like Jack Kirby either. Nobody, and it's just everybody draws like Jim Lee, and Rob Liefeld is so on the other side of Jim Lee. So here is 94, and Rob Liefeld is inking himself in this panel. And again, just putting it's like a whatever. It's almost like he doesn't care, and that's I think part of what drives people crazy is he doesn't seem to care where he puts the a line, where he puts the inking. It doesn't makes sense in the composition. So, um, this is a very good splash page here. So, um, I mean, it's still a solid composition. The execution is by far not perfect, but the composition itself is pretty cool. Um, it's just he draws like this, and it is how it is. Um, Again, Louis Simonson, Rob Liefeld, and Hilary Barta, the same creative team as the previous issue. So, um, Cable and Wolverine are fighting, but then they'll eventually know. They they'll know who it is here. Actually, I think they already know who it is. So, um, on the previous issue I was talking, probably didn't even realize it. So, anyway, um, so we're here just to look at the Wolverine New Mutants, and that's about it. It's not really concerned. I think I read these when I was in high school, and I don't think I've read them since. Um I know that I have my original copies because I never rebought them, so mine are not trashed per se, but definitely not in mint. And I think these go for a pretty dollar. Um, Again, Liefeld is popular. New Wolverine is popular. Cable is popular. So I know these two issues are, I think in the $30 range or so. But mine, I'd be lucky to get $5 for both of them. So they're not in as great condition as possible. But and this is Strife. If you're wondering, if you've never read these before, that's Strife. He's the main bad guy. This is oh, what is his name? Cannonball. So, and then this is Boom Boom, and then this is Shiro, one of the new X-Men from the Chris Claremont, but or Sunfire. He had left, and Cannonball is one of the original New Mutants, and then this is Warlock, who came later. Um, the hairdo is uh, totally what he does. Rob Liefeld still draws everyone in that same hairdo nowadays. Um, Again, the composition is solid. It's just the execution. The final drawing is I don't think a lot of people what a lot of people don't like, but again, it's so McFarlane-esque in what he does that it just I think people like it. It just people like it. This a cool pose of Wolverine. Again, um it's not a perfect per se, but it's serviceable. And it's a cool pose, and that's the thing. The dude could draw poses like crazy. It's um a lot of marks he puts in. So Strife and Cable, they don't quite get into their showdown yet. For those of you that know this, Strife is like a clone of Cable, or Cable is a clone of Strife. It's very tangled. There's a I think Comic Storian gives you the origin, like uh, Cable in a nutshell. Um, because it's complicated. But he is the son of Cyclops and uh, the clone of Jean Grey. So, and so here we go. So this was the end of it. So we, like I said, did New Mutants 93 and 94, Wolverine and the New Mutants. Um, so teaming up with Cable here. So, all right. Well, hope you hope you enjoyed it. This was kind of my take on it. Again, it doesn't matter what the story is. I honestly couldn't remember. I did not bother to read it again. I just wanted to look at the pictures because it is, after all, a picture medium. And I think the art does more for the, a good story with bad art is, um, it's very difficult, but a bad story with good art, I mean, at least you can look at the pretty pictures. Um, so yeah, Rob Liefeld, thanks for watching. Have a great day.